An Obamacare contract worth more than $1 billion showing signs of a massive taxpayer ripoff. We've been telling you about Obamacare workers who are getting paid using your taxpayer dollars to sit around and basically do nothing. Well, now some are being asked to work overtime coming up this holiday weekend, even though there's little or no work to be done. Chris Nagus with KMOV broke the story about an Obamacare processing office in Missouri, and he joins me live from St. Louis. So, Chris, what happens when these people show up for work every morning? What do they do?
Gretchen, well, that's a great question. This is the story. It's like an onion, a lot of layers, and every day we peel back another one of those layers. And we're hearing the same story between the workers here in Missouri, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Arkansas. All of them show up to work every day. They tell us they're bored because there's little or no work to do. So let's hear from one of those workers here in suburban St. Louis out at the Wentzville facility. That's just west of St. Louis, on what that worker's day is like when she arrives at the office.
You arrive at 6:30 in the morning, you badge in, you go straight to your cubicle, you clock in, and you sit there and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Nothing comes through.
Her name is LaVon. She's a former Serco employee. Now, the interesting thing, she was hired to process paper applications for the Affordable Care Act. She says in the month of December, she only processed 6 applications the entire month. She says there's weeks that would go by where nobody would process any applications. This is part of the daily routine. So quite a bit of nothing going on out there, Gretchen.
Well, especially when we're talking about billions of dollars, taxpayer money. So what do they, I'm scared to ask this, but what do they actually do all day if there's no work to be done?
Gretchen, well, we've heard a variety of answers on that. Some of these employees sit in front of their computer screens. They're told to hit the refresh key every 10 minutes, hoping there are new applications in what they call the queue. Now, some of these employees say sometimes when they look in the computer system, it will say there's 5,000 applications there, but they can't access any of the applications. So with nothing to do, they sit around, they're bored. And you know what happens when people are bored? They look for things to do. So listen to this. This is what these employees say they were doing in training rooms while they were getting paid with tax dollars.
We played Pictionary on it was a very large dry erase board. We played 20 words, and we had to guess within, I'm this thing. You get 20 questions is what it was called. We had to create games basically for ourselves. They're like, okay, what is it that you can do or that you did in 1989?
Now, with all of these startling claims, we have asked CMS, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, for a copy of their contract with Serco. We want to know how much is reimbursed for every employee that's been hired, because more important than processing applications, these employees say attendance is #1. They have to be there every day to be counted, because they say that's how Serco gets reimbursed. They get paid even if there's nothing for these employees to do. And as you heard from LaVon and other employees, by the way, at the Arkansas facility also say the same thing. They were playing Sudoku, Pictionary, they were playing games to pass the day. So a lot still to come on this one.
I'm picking my jaw up from the ground. Outrageous, outrageous, and excellent reporting. Thank you so much for bringing that story to our attention.